We're hanging out with a host from A Photographer In, this guy, in this episode of The Ambitious Life.
I'm a man on a mission.
My mission in life is how can I put amazing things out into the world so that I can pay it forward to the next generation. I'm just here to help you so that you can do and fulfill whatever mission that you have in your life. Hey, what's up? What's happening? Greg here, hanging out with my main man, Taylor Jackson, all the way from Canada, hanging out, man. It's 100 degrees outside. How you liking it?
It's amazing. I love it here. I might not go home.
I might not go home. So, dude, you're the host of A Photographer In, and I stole your concept for Ambitious Adventures because you did it so well. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how you shoot these episodes and really why you wanted to go out and shoot TV in the first place. So let's start there. Why create a TV show called A Photographer In?
It was basically I would be on location doing a legitimate job, and then in between that, you'd be somewhere cool, but usually you would be in a studio or shooting something commercial that's not that exciting. So I would just kind of go out on my day off, or I'd kind of book an extra day, stay, or come an extra day early, and just kind of film whatever I could. And at the time, it was just for fun, and it was just, I don't know, a way to keep me happy and give me a memory to take actually home.
Well, and I kind of got to see the city too, because sometimes when you're on commercial shoots, and I know like when I go to speak at an event, like you stay in a hotel, you know, and like you do the work, and then you're like, oh, cool. Like I've been to Chicago like 6 times, I've never seen Chicago, you know? So giving the show kind of gave you an excuse to see the world and see these great places that you were going to, right? And
to get out early, because I don't typically wake up early, but when I know that I need to wake up to get like that one shot, it's an excuse to get up and an excuse to go out and do something too.
So you're on season 2 now.
Yes.
What's your favorite episode that you've shot out of the first 2 seasons?
My favorite is probably maybe the most depressing episode, which is Chernobyl.
Okay.
Or potentially Israel, just because they were both ones that I learned so much, and I learned so much that I couldn't even convey everything in the actual footage, but it's an experience, both of them, that I will 100% remember forever.
Yeah. Now, what I love about this is you're similar to us in that you crowdfunded it, you self-funded it, you kind of did it all on your own. What are some of the what's some of the gear that you bring with you? Because it's just like you don't have a 20-man team following you around in these places. It's usually you for the most part, right?
Season 1 was just all me, and then season 2, Tim has been we've just been doing these weird adventures together, and it's really nice to be able to just get behind the scenes and stuff like that of me actually taking pictures, because that's what the show was intended to be about. Was about photography and kind of showing how I get landscape photos and the process behind everything. So now it's a little bit easier now that we have a little bit of funding.
A little bit of funding and an extra man.
Yeah, an extra human,
So what are you guys shooting with? Like, are you guys shooting with iPhones? Are you guys shooting with like DSLRs? What are you guys shooting with?
I was shooting with a Nikon D5500, which is just a little flip camera. It's not even a professional camera, but it had the front-facing screen, and when you're self-filming, you kind of need that selfie.
Yeah, so you were doing like a lot of like selfie type shots. That way you could, be on camera talking and also showing the landscape.
The Casey Neistat little Gorilla Pod that he uses is super helpful because it gets the camera just far enough away that it doesn't really feel.
You don't have that super long stick like you're at Disney World.
Exactly,
like super touristy.
So we use that for the first little bit, and then this year we're doing kind of a collection of either the Panasonic GH5 or Sony A7S Mark II is what we're using kind of off and on. But
that's fun. And what I love about the episodes is you kind of talk about it too. You're like, hey, we're using this camera with this lens, because you're traveling, and you and I have had this conversation a lot, is like all the travel shows that are out there are focused around food. Right? And so you're seeing the world through the eyes of a photographer. So you're like, this is the lens that I'm using, and this is the lighting, and this is what we're trying to do. And you go to these really cool places and kind of show the world through the eyes of a photographer. So it's kind of cool because you get to now relive it and test different lenses, and it tests your skills kind of at the same time, doesn't it?
You have to, you almost have to be on another level to understand and communicate what you're doing when you're doing it. Rather than just kind of going out and shooting. And there's a lot more pressure to actually get a good photo. If you film an entire sequence about getting the photo and the photo sucks, then it's a letdown for everyone.
Totally.
So you really have to kind of pick and choose, and you have to almost pre-scout in your head and know what's going to look good, which is like definitely a challenge for any photographer.
Oh, totally. And especially like when you're dealing with lighting and you're dealing with the environment and maybe rain, or it's too sunny, or the sunrise clock didn't rise at the right time. I mean, shadows, all that stuff comes into play.
Yeah, it's kind of like gambling. Iceland specifically, we filmed a lot in Iceland, and the weather out there is just 100% random all the time. I've been 4 times, and I've never really had even like 10 minutes of the perfect day.
Oh my goodness.
It's just been rain and hail and like sideways rain and
which also
clouds.
makes for cinematics. Like you make the best of the situation, right?
And it's kind of like gambling, that like you become addicted to the place. You're like, I need to go back because I need to get like that perfect sunrise.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I haven't seen a sunrise there yet, but I've been up for them, but I haven't seen it.
So what would you say to somebody who's thinking about creating their own show, kind of going down that route? What would you tell them? What advice would you give them? What would you say has been rewarding or terrible about doing it at the same time?
I would say just start filming. Maybe don't put it out in the world yet. Just see what feels good to you, and if it's fun to make and you enjoy that experience, then at that point it's probably correct to continue on with it. But if you go down a path that you're just not enjoying and you don't like the content creation portion of it, then it's time to rethink kind of what you're doing. But I don't know, it's a lot of fun traveling and taking videos. So.
How have you grown personally and also professionally by doing the show?
Well, I now have an excuse to see all kinds of places and talk to pretty much anyone that I would like to talk to. Now I have an excuse, and I have a little bit of access now, which I think was the hardest part in the beginning, was that I could talk to people, but to actually talk to anybody of influence or importance, they're not going to respond to that email. But now that you have something kind of substantial and we're in season 2, it's a little bit easier to get that, and just getting opinions and just talking to people is kind of, I don't know, the way to grow as a human. And then professionally, it's just like, I feel like I was never really a landscape photographer before, and I have increased in skill probably 10 or 15 times in the past like 2 years. So
I love it.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons to do it. Go out there, film your own show, get on camera, create that media, and you too might live an ambitious life. Hey, if you love that video, you're gonna love getting your hands on a brand new infographic that shows you how we create, launch, and sell online courses. Just go to ambitious.com/6 to get your hands on it right now.